that really take a client and work with them for weeks leading up to it so they know what they're doing, because you can't unring a bell. And sometimes there might be people that are good candidates for this and some people that aren't. And so you really have to know who you're dealing with and what you're getting into before you open some of these new pathways. So just understand, this isn't a quick fix. Nope. You need to do this responsibly and let the research take place right now. I want to thank all of my guests today, and a very special thanks to Dr. Dina and West Wind Recovery for offering a resource to Stuart. I'd also like to thank Haley and Dr. Freed for taking time to come here today and give very important cutting-edge information about this. A special thanks to Revive Recovery, which is a drug and alcohol detoxification center in the heart of Los Angeles that also offered to help Stuart. For information about today's episode, log on to drphil.com. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to my podcast, Fill in the Blanks, and check out Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret with Robin McGraw. Check it out for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority. This is Local 6 at 5.
Extensive damage in eastern Kentucky after historic deadly floods last week. More than 1,000 rescues have been made by the Kentucky National Guard. What people need the most, water.
When we look at infrastructure and we look at the massive damage here, roads, bridges just eaten away. And we'll mention bridges in a minute, but the water systems heavily damaged, some wiped out.
Governor Beshear there giving an update today on the latest out in eastern Kentucky, where historic floods last week left 37 dead, countless missing, and destroyed homes and critical infrastructure. Before we get to that, we have some strong storms coming through the region tonight. Meteorologist Noah Berggren is tracking that for us right now. Noah, how strong are the storms going to get tonight?
Jen, some of those storms will produce very heavy rain, frequent lightning, and gusty winds. I do think a few severe thunderstorm warnings are probable as well if you live in southeast Missouri or southern Illinois. A blend of clouds and sun right now you see across our Sky Tracker network. It's really humid and hot today. Heat index values currently ranging between about the mid-90s and 108 degrees right now in Kennett. Local radar is quiet, but look to our northwest. It's pretty clear. We've got a big line of storms forming. Many of them are severe from St. Louis bound back into southern Missouri, and all that activity will be tracking this way tonight. So here's your forecast. A low of 75 in most locations. Showers and storms approach. They move in from the northwest after 8 o'clock. I do expect some of them will be severe. We'll talk about those details more for you coming up.
Back to eastern Kentucky now, where damaged roads and bridges have made certain communities nearly impossible to get to. In one county alone, about 30 to 40 bridges were washed out or are inaccessible. Governor Beshear praised the National Guard, who have performed 1,300 rescues so far, and talked about what people need the most: water.
If you are looking to bring goods to the area, water is the #1 thing. Cleaning supplies would be the #2 thing. We're also trying to transport not drinking water, but water that can be used in our hospitals for showers and in our medical clinics. That's going on at the same time. I've been asked by folks, is it just bottled water or jugs of water? They'll take any water in any way.
And now another threat in the forecast: extreme heat. A heat advisory was issued for eastern Kentucky, including the areas hit hardest by the floods from tonight into Thursday night. And the McCracken County Courthouse is being lit up green, honoring victims of the flooding. In addition to ordering flags at half-staff, Governor Beshear requested people light their homes and businesses green, which is the color of compassion. Beshear encouraged similar good deeds at the height of COVID. Today, President Biden signed an executive order aimed at protecting access to reproductive health services, including abortion. It's the second executive order since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June. The president, speaking virtually at the Task Force on Reproductive Health Care Access's first meeting today, said the order will cover costs for women traveling out of state to receive abortions. ensure women aren't delayed in getting care, and promote research into the country's, quote, reproductive health crisis.
Today, I'm signing the second executive order I'm about to sign that responds to the healthcare crisis that has unfolded since the Supreme Court overturned Roe and that women are facing all across America.
The order comes as President Biden tested positive for COVID-19 again today. Presidential doctor Kevin O'Connor said in a letter that the president still feels well. He added that Biden has an occasional cough. The president tested positive Saturday morning in a likely rebound case of COVID. This after he had recently finished a 5-day treatment with the antiviral drug Paxlovid after testing positive late last month. Pat Cipollone, who was former President Trump's White House counsel, has been subpoenaed by a federal grand jury in its investigation into the January 6th insurrection. Cipollone cooperated with the House January 6th committee's separate investigation last month and has been described as a critical witness. The panel subpoenaed Cipollone after it heard bombshell testimony from Cassidy Hutchinson, a former top aide to Trump's chief of staff at the time. Hutchinson detailed Cipollone's efforts to rein in Trump on January 6th and the days preceding it. At the panel's 8th public hearing, Cipollone said in recorded testimony that White House staff members wanted rioters to go home that day, and he suggested Trump did not. Also today, Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin released the following statement regarding a report that text messages for former President Trump's then Secretary of Defense Chris Miller, former Chief of Staff Kash Patel, and former Secretary of the Army Ryan McCarthy are missing for a key time period leading up to the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, saying in part, "I don't know whether the failure to preserve these critical government texts from January 6th is the result of bad faith, stunning incompetence, or outdated records management policies, but we must get to the bottom of it." He went on to say he sent a letter to the Department of Defense asking them to open an investigation into those missing text messages. The report notes that all three were involved in the Defense Department's response to sending National Guard troops to the U.S. Capitol as the insurrection happened. But there is no suggestion that the officials themselves erased the records. The 21-year-old accused of opening fire at a July 4th parade in Highland Park, Illinois, pleaded not guilty today to 117 criminal charges, including 21 counts of first-degree murder. The gunman, Robert E. Cremo III, was arraigned on 48 counts of attempted first-degree murder and 48 counts of aggravated battery, one for each victim who was struck by a bullet, bullet fragment, or shrapnel. He's been held without bond since being arrested during a traffic stop hours after that shooting. Cremo voluntarily admitted to authorities that he fired two 30-round magazines before loading his weapon with a third and firing again. Continuing coverage now on Ukraine. Some good news on the grain that was trapped in the port of Odessa. The first shipment of grain exports from Ukraine in months safely reached Turkish waters last night. Here's video of the ship. It departed Odessa Monday with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky calling the shipment a, quote, positive signal. It'll head toward its final destination in Lebanon and help ease a growing international food crisis that was sparked by Russia's invasion. And OPEC is set to increase its daily production of oil by 100,000 barrels per day in September. The OPEC nations cut back on oil production during the pandemic due to a drastic drop in demand. Now, as demand climbs and with U.S. and Western sanctions on Russia in place, energy prices are soaring. The increase is good news for the world market. However, some experts say such a small increase could be seen as insulting. 100,000 barrels is equal to about 86 seconds of world demand per day. Still, gas prices continue to fall, with the current average in our state being $3.76, down 20 cents from last week. And in McCracken, it's $3.47. A tech issue is to blame for millions of faulty credit scores being served up to Americans looking for a loan. Equifax admits inaccurate data was sent out during a 3-week period earlier this year. These false credit scores resulted in some people getting higher interest rates and others being denied. Officials at Equifax say the coding issue that caused the problem is now resolved. Equifax handles credit information for more than 200 million consumers in the U.S. In 2017, the company was hacked, resulting in the leak of sensitive data for close to 150 million Americans. News where you live now. More than 1,000 people are expected to gather in Paducah this week to celebrate. Today kicks off Paducah's annual 8th of August celebration when slaves in West Kentucky found out about the Emancipation Proclamation. Local 6's Jasmine Youngblood is live at the W.C. Young Community Center in Paducah for us, the hub for this week's festivities. Jasmine, have things started up out there?
Jen, we're about an hour out from the open house happening here at 6 o'clock here at the community center. Now, on the other side of the community center, they're setting up sound and music for the program, and on this side, they're setting up the food with dishes from Paducah staples like Red's Donuts or Big Ed's bread pudding. Now, as you can see, they're unveiling their renovations here in the center. A fresh coat of paint and new decorations are just the beginning of what they're doing here at the center. Now, President Marvin Nunn says this is the perfect way to kick off this year's celebration. This is the 60th year Nunn is participating. It's a tradition that's ingrained in his family like many others in Paducah, and it's bigger than emancipation. While he appreciates national recognition for holidays like Juneteenth, Nunn says the tradition surrounding August 8th can't be replaced.
Black folks here in Paducah, in this area, should always celebrate the 8th of August. So we will. I mean, you know, as long as I have anything to do. But I think we will, just because of the closeness and the family reunion aspect of it.
Highlighting the history of August 8th is important, but celebration coordinators are making sure the next generation is getting involved this year. Ahead at 6, I'll show you why it's so important to get the youth involved in local traditions. Live in Paducah, Kentucky, Jasmine Youngblood, WPSD, Local 6.
Jasmine, thank you. There are events scheduled every day, culminating with Emancipation Breakfast on Monday morning. Most events are free and fun for the whole family. For a full schedule with locations and descriptions, go to WPSDlocal6.com. Bringing comfort with sensory toys. That's the goal for Murray-Calloway County Emergency Services. What started as an idea to keep a bag of sensory toys in each ambulance is now a reality. Local 6's Kaylee Anderson joins us. So Kaylee, who are these sensory toys for?
Anyone with special needs or even dementia and Alzheimer's. It's for anyone who is sensory sensitive, and it's something paramedic Rachel Lane says is close to her heart and important for the community.
Rachel Lane understands how intimidating loud sirens and ambulances can be, especially for children with special needs or patients who have dementia or Alzheimer's.
We are in the field to meet all needs of our patients.
With help from a first responders training at a nonprofit, Families on the Spectrum, Lane put together these sensory bags.
Our goal is to make everyone feel comfortable in emergency situations.
Young or old, whatever the need, that's where the bags come in.
So if we can get them to be more comfortable with us, more comfortable with the ambulance that they're in, that certainly helps us take care of them better.
The bags are complete with a reusable whiteboard for nonverbal patients and sensory toys for patients to keep, all in the hopes of providing comfort. But it's not just for the patients. Lane is hoping to ease the fear for families too.
They're already afraid of what's going on with their child, so if they have a little more comfort, that's what we're geared for.
Helping the community.
That's what we're working towards, and that's what we want to accomplish.
One sensory toy at a time.
Lane says she has not seen sensory bags like these in our surrounding communities, and she's hoping to inspire other first responders to create their own sensory bags. Jen.
Kaylee, thanks. Again, the sensory toys are for patients to keep. The whiteboard is reusable, and they'll sanitize it between every patient use.
All right, it looks like it's going to be a long evening of tracking storms on the radar. We'll go through where and when for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Ahead, people around the world are celebrating Breastfeeding Week. Hear what resources Baptist Health, has for moms who are looking to breastfeed. But first, the death toll from the McKinney Fire, California's largest wildfire of the season, has risen to 4. More after the break.
Many women have downloaded apps to keep track of their periods, but with the fall of Roe v. Wade, many women are second-guessing using the apps. Tomorrow morning at 6:40, what to know about these period tracking apps. Join us on Local 6 today.
Long ago, Robert Chambers established his roofing business by providing area residents the best quality products available, installed with superior workmanship. That's the way it's been for the better part of 8 decades. Grandsons Mark and Joe have continued that tradition of excellence, offering 20-year commercial guarantees, top quality coatings, and lifetime warranties on shingles, gutters, and gutter guards. You don't stay in business nearly 80 years without doing something right. Call Chambers Roofing today for your roof inspection and no-charge estimate.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Now is the time to switch to Spectrum Internet. America's leading internet provider just got even faster, with speeds now starting at 300 megabits per second. Faster speeds to game, faster speeds to stream, faster speeds to work or learn from home. All with 99.9% network reliability. Get Spectrum Internet for just $49.99 a month, plus a free modem and free online security software. Call 877-906-9192. Add advanced Wi-Fi to get enhanced security for your home network, automatically blocking outside threats to your devices. If it's connected, it's protected. So no matter what you do online, you can do it faster, safer, and more reliably with Spectrum. Now is the time to switch. Get Spectrum Internet with faster speeds for the same great price. Just $49.99 a month with starting speeds of 300 megabits per second. Visit Spectrum.com to find out more or call 877-906-9192.
Jeff Alford and the staff at Alford Law Firm want to thank all area voters who supported them in the Paducah Sun Readers' Choice Awards and chose them as the area's best law firm. When you need an attorney, make sure the Alford Law Firm is on your side.
Sky Tracker, brought to you by Oaks Law Firm, personal injury and family law professionals.
Nearly 100 million people are under heat advisories across more than half the country over the next 3 days, from the southern plains to the northeast. Heat advisories went into effect at noon today in areas of eastern Kentucky recovering from the devastating deadly floods. Heat indices there could approach 100 degrees and are expected to be made worse by lingering power outages. First responders and residents there are particularly vulnerable to high heat index values this afternoon through tomorrow. The heat is expected to be relatively short-lived, with temperatures returning closer to average by Friday. Meanwhile, out west, the death toll from the McKinney fire in Northern California has risen now to 4. 2 more bodies were discovered inside the fire perimeter yesterday. Those bodies were found in separate homes. On Sunday, 2 bodies were discovered inside a burned vehicle. The McKinney fire is the largest wildfire this year in California, surpassing last week's Oak fire. It began Friday and has destroyed more than 56,000 acres and at least 100 homes and other buildings.
All right, looks like it's going to be another long evening for me here with the Facebook Lives and app updates. We're going to have some storms coming on through, but rest assured, we're not expecting tornadoes here, but there will be a lot of rain, lightning and thunder, gusty winds, that type of deal. Right now, we've got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect just to our northwest. It's the yellow color. I do expect that may be expanded southward to include parts of the local 6 area, especially in Illinois and Missouri, in the next couple of hours. So that's the first thing to know about tonight, is the severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Illinois and Missouri. I don't expect there to be severe weather, and in fitting fashion, batteries died in my remote. That's why we have 2 of them, everybody. That's the joys of live TV. All right. Second clicker does have working batteries. All right, so the lightning tracker locally right now is quiet. We've got some light. Don't tell me this one's dead too. Oh no. All right, looks like I might be doing the weather from off the camera. We've got lots of lightning in Missouri and Illinois right now, and that lightning is going to be moving southeast over the next couple of hours. About 3,500 bolts of lightning just in the past 15 minutes. And that lightning, again, is going to be pretty common with the storms through the overnight. So here's live ultimate Doppler. I'm probably going to have to do the weather off camera, everybody, just so you know. We're quiet right now. Big storms blowing up to the northwest. You see the clouds there shooting out in all directions. Some severe storms outside of St. Louis, approaching Highway 67 with lots of lightning there. Notice this one here, too. You see the big expansion of those clouds. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect with this cell. That will eventually head towards the Perryville area in a little while. Check out the 3-dimensional satellite. The clouds really shooting up here. You're going to see the thunderheads from these things way in the distance. Thunderstorms tonight extend from Michigan and Wisconsin all the way down to southwest Missouri. So here's your shortest map tonight. We've got a cold front from Wisconsin down to the panhandle of Texas. That's the initiation point of these showers and storms. Humid air mass in the deep south, that's clashing with the dry air mass up to the north, and that's why we have the showers and storms in the middle. All right, so through this evening, we're going to watch the radars to the northwest. I do expect some kind of a squall line to form, especially by about 9 to 10 o'clock, and that's going to dive southward through Missouri, southwest Illinois, and the counties along Kentucky. Here's 10 o'clock tonight. Notice these showers and storms coming down. Anywhere on the leading edge of this, there could be a few damaging wind gusts or some large hail. But notice all the heavy rain that's going to come southward. If you live, let's say, from Paducah to Mayfield, points east out here in the Pennyrile, it's possible you miss out on all this evening. Here's 2 in the morning, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Notice these storms dive south. That will be done by about 6 a.m. Then tomorrow we might have a few pop-up showers in the afternoon. Here's 2, 3 o'clock. But notice they're very hit or miss. I think the better chance of pop-up showers and storms is going to be on Friday. Notice as we go through Friday morning, maybe a shower. But notice by Friday midday, here's 12:30, 2 p.m. Friday, a good coverage of showers and storms. So tonight into early tomorrow morning, showers and storms, mainly the western half of the area. A few wind gusts, some hail possible. Friday, it's going to be more heat of the day stuff. So think like 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., more loosely organized pop-up thunder showers. Saturday, 89, 30% chance of a heat of the day shower. Most of the day will be dry. Same deal on Sunday, 91. And early next week, it looks like pretty par for the course weather for early August. Upper 80s, partly cloudy, just a small chance of a pop-up thunder shower.
Ahead on NBC Nightly News, Vaughn Hilliard looks at the consequential primary night for Trump-backed candidates across the country. Candidates who cling tightly to former President Trump and his erroneous claim the 2020 election was stolen saw success. Some of the key matchups are now set or close to it, heading into a blockbuster fall midterms like we haven't seen in years.
Tuesday night was a defining night of political primaries for the Republican Party. Coming off of these public hearings from the January 6th Select Committee, looking at the insurrection on Capitol Hill last year, it ultimately comes down to voters, Republican voters, on choosing their path forward. And there were Donald Trump-endorsed candidates across the board in Arizona, Michigan, Missouri, and for the most part, they won. Here in Arizona, his picks for Secretary of State, Attorney General, for the U.S. Senate, each of them won. His candidate for governor, Kari Lake, she's presently leading over her opponent, who is backed by the likes of former Vice President Mike Pence. You go up to Michigan, Tudor Dixon, Donald Trump's pick for governor, she won. And then there was that key congressional race. Peter Meyer was the incumbent Republican who voted to impeach Trump last year. He was beat by a Trump-backed challenger. Many defining races around the country, and much more on Nightly News tonight.
Coming up, Baptist Health Paducah has some resources available for moms looking to breastfeed. We'll have more after the break.
When you've been injured in a car wreck, we know there's no greater decision than hiring the right lawyer. When people walk in our office, they're hurting physically, financially, emotionally, and we consider that serious business. That's why at the Bryant Law Center, you'll meet in person with the lawyer who will represent you. So when you're faced with hiring the right lawyer, call your local injury law firm first. We're here to help.
Make this the best summer yet for your family in a new RV from Youngbloods RV and Outdoor. It's our sizzling summer sales event. You'll find big savings on travel trailers and fifth wheels in all 3 locations. We've got a large inventory, and you'll find the lowest prices of the season. Don't wait. At these prices, these units won't last long. Check out the Youngbloods RV and Outdoor sizzling summer sales event going on now. Paducah, Mayfield, and Cape Girardeau.
A special thank you to all of you who purchased a ticket to win the St. Jude Dream Home. We're sold out, and you're now eligible to win a separate bonus prize package, which includes a pair of Dyson vacuums, an iRobot Roomba and cleaning supplies from CX3 LLC, a $1,000 Visa gift card from Vino and CPA, and a $1,000 Stanley Steamer gift card. We'll continue to have open house showings for you to come take a tour, and be sure to watch for the live giveaway drawing Sunday, August 21st on WPSD Local 6.
Some spend hours at a big home improvement store and get nowhere. But if you're looking for the kitchen of your dreams, look no further than Tux in Martin, Tennessee, where you can save up to 30% off what you'd find in a big box store. We've got an amazing selection of in-stock styles and an expert team ready to assist with free design services. And if you can't find that perfect piece, we can always special order. That's only at Tux in Martin, Tennessee. Quality products at discount prices. Come see us today.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure,
there's Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
An update on the baby formula shortage. After months of empty store shelves, the shortage still isn't letting up. A little over 20% of formula products were out of stock leading up to July 24th. In February, the country's biggest infant formula maker, Abbott, recalled multiple products and halted production at one of its facilities after bacteria was found at the site. Formula products became scarce. The White House is doing what it can, like bringing in formula from overseas and extending programs designed to help families affected by the shortage. The FDA says formula production needs to continue at high levels for 6 to 8 more weeks for supply to keep up with demand. People around the world are celebrating moms who breastfeed this week. Baptist Health also has many resources for future and new moms wanting to learn about breastfeeding, including prenatal breastfeeding education appointments, monthly group classes, assistance with breastfeeding, and after delivery, lactation consultants visit with new moms daily while in the hospital.
Motherhood is a great thing, and it's not all about the feeding, and we want them to feel good about their mothering and be happy with their baby. And if they want to breastfeed, we want to help them.
Keep in mind, this week is not meant to shame those who don't or can't breastfeed, but rather to highlight the links between breastfeeding and good nutrition, food security, and inequality. Remember, fed is best. Some staffers at 2 of the larger U.S. commercial labs are apparently concerned about taking blood samples from potential monkeypox patients. Officials at LabCorp and Quest Diagnostics confirm that to CNN, but it's not clear if the refusals are coming from the technicians themselves or if it's a company decision. Experts say not testing blood samples can slow the efforts to isolate those with the virus and lead to a larger outbreak. Just over 6,300 monkeypox cases have been confirmed in the U.S. LabCorp and Quest say they are in the process of reviewing safety policies and procedures. Day 3 of another hot, humid, and hazy week. We have some storms rolling through the region tonight. A final check on the forecast after the break.
Closed captioning made possible by Road Centers for Better Hearing.
I'm so glad I came to Rhodes because I didn't know what I was missing until I got it back.
Visit Road Centers for Better Hearing today.
It's time to remodel your bathroom, but you don't want the hassle or the worry of getting it finished. You just want to pick a style and relax, knowing that it'll be wonderful when it's done. Is that too much to ask? No, actually, it's not. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
There was no anticipation of my wife going to bed at 9:50 and 9:57, she was gone. Irregardless of the situation, Lindsay was there, and there was no rush until all my kids had gotten down and said their last goodbyes. Lindsay's family.
This is John. He hasn't worked this hard to only get this far with his cholesterol. Taken with a statin, Leqvio can lower bad cholesterol and keep it low with 2 doses a year. Side effects were injection site reaction, joint pain, urinary tract infection, diarrhea, chest cold, pain in legs or arms, and shortness of breath. With Leqvio, lowering cholesterol becomes just one more thing life throws your way. Ask your doctor about Leqvio. Lower, longer, Leqvio.
Well, what do we have here? Looks like the new guy picked up lunch. Went with the new DQ Signature Stack Burgers menu. That's nice. A lineup of bold flavors like the Flamethrower Signature Stack Burger and Loaded A1 Signature Stack Burger. It's a total of 5 premium burgers that are anything but boring. So you can make an impression.
Am I gonna get reimbursed?
Like a really good impression?
I got it. Lunch is
New guy just became burger guy. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered to DQ.com.
The indictment of a former president, or perhaps candidate for president, would arguably tear the country apart. Is that your concern? Can you update us on the status of negotiations?
Here's a live look inside the NBC Nightly News control room. Ahead, a glimmer of good news for your finances. What's costing you less now and still getting cheaper? And the results from the first state vote on abortion sending shockwaves across the country. Now NBC Nightly News asks the big question. What will this mean for the vote in November?
And it's going to be a busy night tracking storms. We'll have lots of updates tonight, Jen, on Facebook and the app. If you live in Missouri and Illinois, these storms will be coming in over the next few hours. Here's a closer view of those storms. This one that's currently severe one will probably be tracking towards Carbondale and Perryville in about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours from now. All these storms will move southward through the area overnight. No tornado threat, which is good news, but there will be a lot of rain, some lightning, gusty winds. Hopefully by the 6 o'clock news time, Jen, I'll have the remote fixed and we'll go through more details on these storms for you in about 40 minutes.
Okay, Noah, thank you. Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching Local 6 at 5. We'll see you at 6.
Hello, my name is Dean Owen. I'm a local CPA and tax professional. Did you know in many situations you don't need a tax professional and you can get your taxes done for free? If you're a small business owner, self-employed, or a retiree with retirement accounts, you probably do need a tax professional, and that's where we come in. So if you got questions about whether you should pay for tax preparation or not, give us a call. Let's see if we can make your life a little less taxing and a lot more rewarding.
Financial solutions you can rely on. Dean Owen, CPA.
Heavy-duty pulling power to conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty, premium and capable.
Sierra Heavy Duty models are arriving weekly at your local GMC dealers. Available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
Psoriasis really messes with you. Try, hope, fail.
No one should suffer like that.
I started Cosentix. 5 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentix. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections, some serious, and the lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Tell your doctor if your Crohn's disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
Best move I ever made.
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentix.
I came to Success Vision with doubts. Glasses in an hour? How good could they be?
The eye doctor next door, they take walk-ins, and my eye exam was great.
I'm still smiling about the pair of glasses that I got. The prescription is exactly right.
2 pair of no-line bifocals for $79, and they were ready in a few hours.
A great pair of glasses that are really light on my face. I'm one happy customer. Thank you, Success Vision.
2 pair for $39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
At Flooring Now, we do flooring. We keep it simple, comfortable, and personable. Flooring Now has carpet, vinyl plank, and linoleum in stock. Plus, we have interior blinds and shutters. Look today, buy today, take home today. Or we have local installers. After folks have made the rounds, come experience the difference at Flooring Now. Go to our website and visit our Facebook page. Honestly, we've got your floors covered. Flooring Now, North Route 13 on 148 Heron.